An absolute disconnect is happening inside your home right now. And it is quietly damaging the relationship you have with your dog. You invest heavily in the best food, unbox premium subscription crates, and buy the most comfortable beds money can buy. From your perspective, you are a phenomenal pet parent. But your dog, they are decoding your daily actions through an entirely different lens. The tragic reality is that our most instinctual ways of showing affection are actively causing psychological friction. Your dog isn't ignoring your love. They are fundamentally misinterpreting it. You think you are sending a message of safety, but their brain is registering something else entirely. These aren't occasional slip-ups either. They are recurring subconscious habits embedded into your daily routine that build silent resentment and confusion in your pet's nervous system. But reversing this damage is incredibly simple. It takes 7 micro-interactions, each requiring less than 60 seconds, to completely rewire how your dog sees your identity. This is the difference between being the person who just supplies resources and becoming their ultimate sanctuary. Welcome to Doggo Mind. If you want to truly master the science of canine devotion, hit that subscribe button right now, because what we are breaking down today will completely expose the flaws in mainstream training advice. Let's start with the first critical mistake, a blind spot that triggers during the exact moment your dog is completely defenseless. Think about what happens when your dog is at their absolute most defenseless state. Here is behavior number 1. Don't touch your dog while they are sleeping. Picture this. You're unwinding on the couch, watching a Sunday night football game, and you look down. Your dog is curled up into a perfect, peaceful ball of fur, twitching their paws and making tiny, muffled sleeping noises. It's an irresistible sight. Naturally, you lean over to scoop them up or smother them with kisses. You think you're sharing a beautiful, loving moment. But inside your dog's brain, you just pulled a psychological fire alarm. Dogs require 12 to 14 hours of sleep a day because sleep is their biological maintenance window. It is when their immune system recharges and stress hormones reset. When you see those twitches, they are in REM sleep, the deepest stage where all protective instincts go completely offline. They chose that spot because they trusted that they were entirely safe to be vulnerable. When you suddenly grab or touch them, they jolt from deep vulnerability into sudden panicked alertness with zero context. Do this repeatedly, and their brain registers that sleeping near you isn't safe. Eventually, they will stop sleeping on the sofa and start hiding under beds or deep inside bedroom closets just to get uninterrupted rest. The 60-second habit? Resist the urge. Let them sleep. When they wake up naturally and come to find you, their emotional baseline will be infinitely warmer. But once they are awake and standing right next to you, ready for affection, most owners immediately make the second mistake, which leads to behavior number 2. Activate the allo grooming touch zones. When our dogs lean in for a pet, we usually default to a casual scratch on the lower back right above the tail, or we ruffle their ears from the front. To a dog, that feels totally fine. But it carries absolutely zero emotional or neurological weight. In the wild, pack members practice a highly selective behavior called allo grooming. They target the exact zones that a dog cannot physically reach on their own. The very base of the skull, the back of the neck, and the sweet spot right between the shoulder blades. Because these areas are completely inaccessible to them, a dog only ever experiences touch there from someone they trust with their life. When you target these specific zones with slow circular fingertip pressure, your dog's brain registers a profound sense of belonging. You will instantly see the physical proof. Their head will drop, their eyelids will grow heavy, and their weight will melt backward. You are literally triggering a massive release of oxytocin, the ultimate bonding hormone. But before you can even begin this deep physical connection, there is an invisible sensory gatekeeper you must pass first. If you bypass it, your dog's nervous system will instantly flag you as a threat, which is exactly why number 3 changes everything. That invisible sensory gatekeeper is their nose, which brings us to behavior number 3. Bypassing the nose-first protocol. Think about the moments before you grab your keys to head out to Starbucks or the local park. You're excited, so you reach straight down from above to pat your dog right on top of their head. It feels entirely natural to you. But notice their reaction next time you do this. Many dogs will subtly dip their head or blink. That is a micro-flinch response. In the canine world, an object coming directly from overhead mimics a predatory strike. On a deep, instinctual level, it reads as a potential threat. You are completely skipping their primary sense. A dog's olfactory cortex, the part of the brain dedicated to analyzing smells, is proportionally 40 times larger than ours, packed with up to 300 million scent receptors compared to our measly 6 million. The nose is their entire intake system. It is how they confirm who you are, where you've been, and whether it is safe to interact. The 60-second fix. Never launch straight into a pet. Instead, present the back of your hand at their nose level and wait. Let them close the gap. When you feel their wet nose press into your skin, that is their brain completing the security check. Once they relax, reach under their chin or stroke their chest first. They will deeply respect you for speaking their language. But building deep trust isn't just about how you touch your dog. It's also about how you coexist when you aren't touching them at all. That leads directly to behavior number 4. Failing to appreciate quiet presence. In a fast-paced world, if you are sitting at your desk, working from home, or reading on the couch, and your dog is just lying silently under your feet doing nothing, you probably feel a wave of pet-parent guilt. You assume you're neglecting them, or that the relationship is temporarily on pause. It isn't. In fact, this passive coexistence is a profound vote of confidence. Dogs are proximity animals. One of the most basic ways they express deep affection and safety is simply by choosing to share your exact space without demanding a single thing from you. Behavioral research shows that the mere presence of a calm owner, without any active playing or petting, triggers measurable drops in a dog's heart rate and cortisol levels. Your silent presence is biologically regulating their entire nervous system. The daily habit? Spend a few minutes every day just letting your dog exist near you with absolutely zero agenda. No commands, no unprompted petting, no calling their name. Just let them be. Once you master this quiet, effortless connection, you'll unlock a massive reserve of mental energy in your pet. But be careful, because if that mental energy has nowhere to go, it morphs into a destructive force that most owners completely misinterpret, which brings us to number 5. That unvented mental energy usually manifests as what we misinterpret as bad behavior. This brings us to behavior number 5, relying solely on mindless walks. Most owners pull on their sneakers daily and walk the exact same loop around the neighborhood, assuming they've checked the box for their dog's well-being. Yet, the moment you get back inside, your dog immediately tears up the living room rug or gnaws on your expensive shoes. You clip on the leash, yell at them to stop, and wonder why they're being naughty. They aren't being bad. Their brain simply has too much capacity and absolutely nothing to do with it. Dogs are natural problem solvers. For thousands of years, their minds were shaped by survival tasks alongside humans: herding, tracking, and guarding. Physical exercise is great, but it is not enough. A landmark study from the University of Bristol revealed that dogs provided with daily mental enrichment, like scent games and puzzle feeders, showed measurably lower stress hormones than dogs who only received physical exercise. Mental stimulation is actually a more powerful stress reliever than a long, grueling run. The simple micro-habit? Spend just a few minutes hiding small portions of their kibble around the house, or swap their regular food dish for a puzzle bowl at dinner. Force them to navigate challenges for what they want, and watch how quickly their anxiety evaporates. Once your dog's brain is pleasantly satisfied, you can form an even deeper emotional connection through their gaze. But only if you know how to look at them. Which leads to behavior number 6. The aggressive, unblinking stare. You sit with your dog, feeling an overwhelming wave of affection, so you lock your gaze right onto their eyes. staring deeply to show your love. But behind those eyes, your dog's nervous system is screaming. In canine psychology, a hard, unblinking stare is not an expression of romance. It is a declaration of dominance and confrontation. When you hold that rigid gaze too long, even with the best intentions, your dog reads it as pressure. If you pay close attention, you'll see their subtle defensive signals: a quick yawn, a lip lick, or a slight turn of the head. These are your dog's desperate attempts to diffuse a tense situation. True, soft eye contact triggers a massive spike in bonding hormones for both of you, mirroring the neurological connection between a mother and her newborn child. The trick is keeping it soft. The 60-second habit? Relax your jaw, slightly squint your eyes, and gently raise your eyebrows. Look at them warmly for just a few seconds. Their posture will immediately shift from alert to utter ease. But navigating these everyday moments perfectly is only half the battle. If you mess up the single most emotionally heavy moment of your dog's entire day, everything else falls apart, which is exactly why number 7 changes everything. That single, heaviest emotional moment triggers the exact second you turn the key in your front door. Which brings us to behavior number 7. Isolation during the reunion. You walk inside after a brutal, exhausting day at the office. The moment the door opens, your dog completely loses their mind. Spinning, jumping, whining, vibrating with sheer joy. But you remember the advice from that popular television trainer or internet blog. Turn your back, ignore them, and don't reward the chaos. So, you coldly shut them out until they freeze. You think you are teaching them manners, but you are actually shattering their biological script. In the wild, pack animals are hardwired for mandatory reunion rituals. When a pack member returns, a complex social exchange occurs. Scent checks, vocalizations, and physical contact. This isn't random hyperactivity. It is an evolutionarily critical protocol to relieve the stress of separation and confirm safety. When you shut it down, your dog's brain panics, sending their cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone, skyrocketing. Over time, this emotional stonewalling morphs their healthy excitement into chronic separation anxiety. The fix takes a mere 30 seconds. Stop turning your back. When you cross that threshold, immediately get down on their level. Let them jump a little, let them sniff you, hug them, and talk to them. You aren't rewarding bad behavior. You are fulfilling a deep biological need they have waited all day to finish. Give them those 30 seconds of pure, engaged connection, and you will notice something extraordinary. Your dog will settle down faster, stay calmer, and remain deeply bonded to you for the rest of the night. At the end of the day, being a phenomenal pet parent isn't about how much money you spend on luxury gear or premium subscription boxes. It is about something much deeper. It's about taking the time to truly decode and respect their instinctual language. The 7 micro shifts we just broke down don't cost a single dime, and not a single one requires more than 60 seconds of your busy day. But when you consciously stack them together, you stop managing a pet and start communicating directly with your dog's brain at its most primal, biological level. You finally become the safe harbor they've been looking for. If this deep dive completely changed how you look at your 4-legged best friend, smash that subscribe button for Doggo Mind right now. Share this video with every single dog owner in your circle, because the truth is, our dogs are already doing everything they possibly can to love us perfectly. They absolutely deserve the respect of being understood. Thank you for watching Doggo Mind. We'll see you in the next video.